Alright, what's up? First guesting natin today, advanced technical analysis. So, excited na ba kayong lahat? Sino andyan? So, medyo kabado ako ngayon, first time eh. Medyo we're using Zoom first time. So, pagpasensyahan nyo na kung magkaroon tayo ng konting step sibs, okay? But anyway, hindi naman ako masyado yung makikita nyo today. Yung special guest natin. And yun nga, yung special guest natin today, isa sa mga head ng Open Journal PH community. Isa sa pinakamalupit trading community here in the Philippines. Isa sa mga nauna when it comes to stock trading, cryptocurrency, managing millions of peso in funds. Okay, mga license to mga to. Sabi ko sa inyo, di ba? I'm not in the position to teach you guys technical analysis. So, yung sa akin, for the, ano lang yon, for sharing lang. Itong guest natin ngayon, ito talaga may lisensya para turuan kayo. Yung sasabihin niya, pwede nyong itik as financial advice. So, magandang hapon, Kalia, Jerry, Cyan Phils, Paco, Martillo, Jason, Jomel, Mikey, Linus, Mark Bong, Sho, Monica, hello. Welcome to our stream. Let me know guys kapag ready na kayo. Type nyo G. Okay? George, what's up? We have to put our magic headset din para marinig natin si boss. Type nyo G kung G na ha. Kung ready na kayo ha. Di na natin patatagalin ha. Rekta na tayo sa kanya. Bukas na ulit tayo magkulitan, magkwentuhan. Alright, here we go. See a couple of G's. Ay, tara. Guys, pag may technical difficulties, pagpasensyahan nyo na, first time eh. Plus we're using Zoom right now. So, eto, let's go. Ay. Boss.
Hello.
Magandang hapon po, Boss Joseph.
What's up, bro? Good
Ayan.
afternoon. Thank you.
Ayan. Mga step sibs, ito, guest natin this afternoon, Boss Joseph. Yun nga, sabi ko kanina, isa sa mga ulo ng Open Journal PH, isa sa mga pinakamalulupit na trading community here in the Philippines, if not the best, okay? So, hindi ko na patatagalin para mas marami tayong ma-discuss, matackle, and then sa padulo ng live session natin, magkakaroon tayo ng konting Q&A kay boss, okay? So, boss, okay na ba? Simulan na natin.
Game, rinig ba ako? Okay lang lahat?
Okay, clear boss, clear.
Great, thanks. So, Bro Rofer, good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity to share some information to your trading community. What's up mga bro and sis? I hope you guys are okay. Happy Tuesday. So, maraming salamat. And before I formally begin, just a quick introduction of myself and Open Journal to those of you who are not yet fully aware or haven't heard of us just yet. Open Journal is a community of traders that engage the cryptocurrency markets. We trade together and we also teach a trading system which help every Filipino engage the cryptocurrency markets. And the crypto markets is a space that we believe as a community and team is going to outperform in terms of probability all of the different financial asset classes coming into the next decade and beyond. Syempre, any kind of investment has a particular risk, and from our diligent study and analysis, and if you just look at the charts, probability tells us that it's likely to be a leader. And syempre, as traders, whether you're shorter term or longer term, you want to participate in the asset class that provides the highest return over the long run. Yung tipong you want to position yourself in riding the fastest horse in order to make your money work for you instead of you working for your money. So that's how Open Journal was founded. It was founded by Javi Medina and Matt Flores, my colleagues and teammates in Open Journal and Buhawi Investment Management. And yeah, we're really just continuing this pursuit of going deeper into cryptocurrency and blockchain and helping everyone navigate the space and volatility. So I think in the descriptions of the video, and I can put it later in the comment section, you can check links to learn more about it. So, yeah, I hope everyone's ready. Nag-type na kayo ng G. So, let us begin. I'll be sharing my slides. Yeah, can you enable screen share na lang? Sure. Boom. Okay ba? Kita ba yung buong slides?
Set ko lang boss ng and editing.
Sure. No worries.
There you go. Okay na
All good.
boss.
Yung buong slide kita naman.
Yes, okay na.
Perfect. Guys, so game, let's go. So the topic that was asked I could elaborate more on will be, more advanced technical analysis, as well as I decided to include the topic also of being able to refine your trading system to the market environment, whether that be majority of Filipinos who are actually shifting or now dabbling in the crypto space or NFT space, right? Given a lot of opportunities here, or whether it be people trying to navigate the volatility of cryptocurrency. Because given that it's a new and emerging asset class, technical analysis will work, right? What you've learned or the system you have in the local market, gagana naman yan in the crypto space. However, you have to make certain adjustments, which I'll be talking about today and helping you navigate more. But I'll also be sharing some local market examples and opportunities just this week and even today, actually, so that you can further understand the trading system that I personally use. Because lahat naman tayo iba-iba, we all have different identities, we all have different trading systems, we all have different emotional sensitivities, and these are the few millimeter adjustments that you have to make in your own methodology to allow your trading system to be customized for you and really be able to allow yourself to use a system and execute it that's comfortable. So I hope everyone is fine. The markets have been relatively good to us lately, both in the local market and in the crypto market. Pero need not say sobrang grabe yung volatility that we saw the past few weeks, right? I hope wala naman sa inyo na squid game dyan, na margin call or na bokeh yung mga portfolios ninyo kasi the dips are no joke. Sometimes we see swings from as low as 8, 10%. Even in the past, we've seen intraday swings of 20, 30, 40, and even some altcoins going 50, 60, 70%. And it's crazy, stressful. I hope everyone is fine. Nakakatanda minsan yung pag-trade ng crypto. But let's get straight on to it. And before we talk about implementing technical analysis in, the local market, for example, let's first discuss a bit more on what I mean by understanding your trading identity and system. So this is a quick bird's eye view picture that I created. And in by no means is this a fully exhaustive list of what it means to be that particular strategy or trader, but it's really important to identify your trading system and identity since they go hand in hand. And alam naman natin, when you're trading, when you're using a particular strategy or system, para siyang finding the right key for the right lock. Yung tipong, for example, if you're a scalper or a short-term momentum trader, that would work more in certain environments than it would in a bear market, for example, or a range-bound market. So this is in no means a fully exhaustive list of approaches or methodologies since marami tayong different kinds of strategies. But if I were to just dissect it into three, position trading, swing trading, and momentum, lahat po ito iba-iba. So let's go through it bucket by bucket. We can start off with position trading. And if you're a position trader, your general strategy is you're a trend follower. You'd like to buy low and sell high, and you ideally want to ride the majority of the move while you also take into account the volatility that happens during sharp corrections. This is why position traders primarily focus on a monthly or weekly time frame. And there's also a limiting belief to technical analysis na technician ka, marunong ka gumamit ng technical analysis. So bro, short term ka lang. Well, that's not necessarily true because when we take a look at our charting software, you can use or splice your data into any time frame and you can see patterns on any time frame. You can run your indicators on any time frame such as moving averages, RSI, MACD, ADX. Lahat yan magagamit on any time frame. Whether it be a yearly time frame, a monthly time frame, a weekly time frame, a daily time frame, an intraday time frame, and even seconds, right, on TradingView. But position traders primarily focus on the larger term time frame like monthly and weekly because they want to rule out the noise. If you guys notice, mas maraming noise on a intraday time frame, yung tipong konting galaw, malaki na yung move sa chart versus that when you zoom out. Parang lang camera guys na you can zoom in and zoom out. If you're a position trader, you're more concerned with the longer term picture. That's why your primary time frame would be monthly and weekly, as well as the moving averages you use. There are different nuances to different indicators. Pero ako, I grew up on EMAs. I've been using them ever since, and it's really an indicator that I personally really use all the time in my system. And for a position trader, likely the EMAs you would use would be the 200 day or the 50 day, or both of them, 200 day, 50 day. And again, this is in no way a hard and fast rule, just from my experience and learning. The longer term moving averages are the ones a position trader would use, given that they're also using a longer term time frame. Yung tipong it wouldn't make much sense na you're using a really short term moving average pero it's on a larger long term chart. Yung tipong kailangan swakto siya. It's a long term chart with a long term moving average because your goal is to ride the meat of the move. And all of the strategies I'll talk about later are going to be applicable on all of these time frames. If you guys are familiar with the golden cross or the death cross, yung tipong the cross up of your 50 day to the 200 day is what you call a golden cross, and the cross down is a death cross. This is sometimes a signal in which the trend is done. And just to be very clear, it's not to be used in isolation. Oy, may golden cross, bibili ako. Death cross, bebenta ako. Because you have to understand that moving averages are a lagging indicator compared to momentum indicators, which are arguably leading indicators like RSI or ADX, which show momentum. Yung moving averages, even exponential moving averages, are lagging. But siya lagging? Because if you understand how the moving average is computed, the exponential portion of the moving average means you assign a weight to more recent data. But what that simply means is that newer data points have a significant bearing. But in order to make that line or draw that line, you need constantly new data points. So if you solely base your system on moving averages alone and not other indicators, then there's a high chance that you would miss certain pivot points and magiging lagging na yung play mo. More often than not, this is used for confirmation in your system, meaning when you have that golden cross or death cross, there's a higher probability of the move going respectively to the upside or downside in the short term. So I hope that's clear. And in terms of a position trading strategy, the time required to monitor and risk appetite relatively lower siya. Yung tipong if you have a full-time corporate job, hindi mo kaya mag-monitor on a daily basis sa mga alt-tab warriors dyan or sa mga OFW watching from abroad, a lot of you might be position traders. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? There are many ways to skin a cat, many ways to find out your own trading identity, and what's important is that you follow your system and continue to grow it. So that's the first, position trading. Second, and I'll talk more a bit about this since this is what I personally do, this is my style. And for context, I'm a full-time portfolio manager and trader on managing both the local market for clients and crypto market, right? Um, Swing trading is basically you're trading everything, right? You're trading the ranges, you're trading bounce plays or capitulation plays, yung tipong may sharp sell-off, sinusukahan yung market. That's what capitulation means. And essentially in a swing trading system, you trade your swing low to your swing high. You're in and out the market and your primary time frame is the daily time frame. And I think a lot of traders, if not majority, are from the swing demographic. And the moving averages you would use are, at least for me, 20, 50, 100 day. And again, the time required, risk appetite, medyo moderate. Pero again, all of these systems could be used by anyone. But if you gear it to how much time you can dedicate to the market as well as your own risk appetite, may sariling persona or character ka as a trader. And someone might ask a question, Brosef, pwede ka bang mag-shift yung tipong sa crypto ganito ako, sa local market ganito ako, or for this particular season, I'll do this? My answer is, if you're a beginner, I suggest no. Parang RPG game lang yan, guys, sa mga gamer dyan. You wanna be competent first in a particular skill set and class before mag-branch out ka to something else. If paladin class ka or mage knight, you wanna grind and level up there muna. Unlock mo yung ibang mga powers dyan. Unlock mo yung ibang equipment and items, meaning learn more about it and go deeper. I rather go an inch wide and a mile deep versus a mile wide and an inch deep. Yung tipong jack of all trades ka, master of none, marami kang alam, but you're not able to execute and implement at a high level. That's the importance of avoiding horizontal trading, yung tipong you join so many communities, you try so many different systems, and you're not able to specialize or fully appreciate a particular skill set. And I think that's similar with a lot of pundits and experts and full-time traders like Mark Minervini, Tom Basso, even US investing champions like Matt Caruso, people who've placed top 10. A lot of them really talk about how time in the markets is very important. And in order for you to grow comfortable and develop your trading system, you need time and patience to be able to stick with the process. So that's for swing trading. We'll talk more about this later kasi alam ko ayaw po natin ng sobrang theoretical. I'll show you some charts and walk you through some trades I made the past few days and how I implemented all of this into a swing strategy. Now, lastly is momentum. And this is what gets a lot of ears and eyes kasi uy, solid to, in and out, day trading with leverage pa, shorting, margin, lahat yan, futures, times 10, times 50, times 100. It's the sexy stuff. Pero it's very complicated, guys. And I'm sure those of you who have been trying short-term trading, sometimes it ends up as a wash, break even lang, or even if you're a beginner trader, nasusunog kayo. We've all been there, right? Momentum trading, it's more of scalping, speculative plays, yung tipong, uy, may ceiling play dito na basura stock sa local market. Hindi naman pwedeng, or it's very unlikely na, uy, long term ko yan, po-position trade ko yan, I'll ride out the meat of the move. Danes that's normally a play that lasts a week. You have 3, 4 ceilings and then mamamatay na siya. That's what you saw with APL, with BSC, with ABA, with TKC. So sa mga classmates na nakahuli dyan or mga nasunog, very important to really understand momentum trading. You need to use an intraday time frame. And you have to use short-term moving averages, 5-day, 10-day, 20-day. And the time requirement and risk appetite is very, very high. Very, very high. Because you have to watch it since it's very volatile. Gumagalaw siya palagi and you want to get in and get out very quickly. Majority of these people who use momentum strategies are intraday scalpers and traders. Again, there's no problem with that. And a lot of them do use leverage, but just be very responsible when you're using leverage and make sure that you honor your stops and have risk management and compute everything kasi one swing in the opposite direction, especially in the cryptocurrency market, mamamatay ka. Your portfolio will get slaughtered. It's gonna suck. And for those of us who aren't fortunate to always have new money coming in, it will be harder for you to recover your portfolio. Because if you're down 50%, you don't just need 50% gain to break even. You need 100%, right? It's like digging a hole, right? You're digging deeper and deeper the more mistakes you commit, assuming you don't add money and capital. Not all of us are fortunate na, uy, may pera naman na pwedeng ilagay, fresh funds. No. A lot of us have a limited trading size. We all start from somewhere, and that's something we grow and compound over time. So again, this was just a very general overview on all of these strategies, and they're all quite important. They all have their own pros and cons. Walang perfect system. Guys, as early as now, sabihin ko sa'yo, in this presentation, walang secret sauce. There's no secret indicator, secret chart pattern. Anyone who tells you na meron is delusional or they have no idea what they're doing. Scammer lang yan. Kasi we've all been there. We're all trying to find the path of least resistance. We all want to get there quicker. Syempre, as humans, we want what's best. We want to get there in the fastest amount of time. Pero walang shortcuts. Ang tawag nila dyan, tuition fee sa market. And to those of you who have been paying your tuition fee and have been staying the course, palakpakan po. You know, very proud of you guys and the fact that you're here learning, watching this video live, or you're watching it after school or your work. You know, you're already a winner for today and you're taking your learning, kahit you learn one thing today, taking it to a higher level, that's something worth celebrating. Now, before I move on to some awesome examples, and I'll for sure we'll have time for Q&A because I'm sure a lot of you have questions. Let's have an overview first on a few of my trading principles, and a lot of them are technical analysis related, given that's my background. I'm a technician by practice, and I'm currently in the process of getting my CMT charter. So I'll be taking the level 2 exam on December and hoping the best for that. So I'll share as much experience as I can and how I've been applying all of that to my system. And again, this is in no way an exhaustive list of all of the trading principles because we only have an hour, but rest assured, maraming meat ito. First one, and I think to those of you who were fortunate enough to attend the Investa Summit presentation of Javi, where he talked about what do people have in common who've all reached critical mass. And by critical mass, people who have, by virtue of trading, managing money, have hit 100 million pesos from capital appreciation and growing their portfolio. People who've not owned a business, people who weren't blessed with generational wealth, yung tipong grind for decades. What these people had in common, one of them was really understanding that what you trade or where you trade is more important than how you trade it. Does that make sense? Let that sink in first, guys. Ano yung tinetrade mo is more important than paano mo i-trade. And this is the exact point why our community, our business is really focused on the cryptocurrency market. Given that if you take a look at from a fundamental perspective, I'm primarily a technician, but to talk a bit of funda, I know sometimes funda gets a lot of flack, pero take a look at the total addressable market of the cryptocurrency space. Where are we at right now? 1 to 2 trillion, right? But if you take a look at what industry leaders have been saying, people like Raul Pal of Real Vision and a lot of smart pundits in macro and finance, they're really looking at a 50, 100, 200 times space. And I don't mean that to hype you. I'm telling you that in terms of technology, probability wise, it has a higher growth ceiling and higher potential than traditional conglomerates. If I may ask you, do you think that our local market in the next 5 years will go 2 or 3 times larger? Do you think that traditional businesses like SM, Ayala are going to be able to grow their entire business, the number of malls, number of establishments, the number of properties by 2 or 3 times, meaning the doble or triple yan in the next 5 years? OGK, only God knows, but probably not. But for the sake of argumentation, if they did, lamang pa rin, right? The crypto opportunity. Again, not saying that 100% pag nag-crypto ka, yayaman ka. I'm saying as a trader, you follow the money, you follow flows, you lean on the weight of the technical evidence as to where the relative strength is. San yung malalakas na issue? Where is the money going? Where is the volume? That's the logic in following whales, following smart money. If you go where the money goes, that money becomes volume, and volume moves markets. That's why, since our local market, the past decades, we've seen a shift from 50-50 to 60-40. Yung tipong majority of the volume is now majority foreign participation. That's why for those of you trading, you're gonna hear things like, uy, may foreign buying na sa gantong issue. Uy, may foreign broker na bumibili nito. That's why we talk about foreign so much, given that we're quite reliant to them to a large extent to move our market. Is that good or bad? It depends. Pero all things considered, we lack a lot of volume and participation. So all things considered, before you think about your bottom-up execution, where you're trading is most important. What market, what sector is going to show the most strength? In relation to that, syempre, we execute bottom-up, right? Sabi ni Mark Minervini, forget about the index and you'll do 10 times better. Meaning, once you identify the market which has the highest volume, highest growth potential, you need to find the fastest horses within that market. And you can simply do this by looking at volume and volatility. What I mean by this is you want volume, meaning traded volume, and you want volatility, meaning there are sharp ranges going up and down. Because volatility is the price you pay for performance, right? You don't want something moving 1, 2, 3% up and down. You want volatile moves. As much as that's challenging, dun po tayo kikita. And this is something that the cryptocurrency market has showed us. We want to be in the fastest horses. Now you might be asking, how do you spot that? Very simple. Which cryptos are trading above their moving average? And which moving averages in the shorter term are above the longer term moving averages? Very simple, right? Type any ticker symbol, is price above or below your moving average, and that shows you if it's in play. You want your shorter term moving averages, like you want price to be above your 10-day moving average, you want your 10-day to be above your 20-day, you want your 20 above your 50, so on and so forth. Parang nagfa-fan siya, it's spreading out. That's the trend you want to see and you want to participate in. And you might be asking, oy Brosef, pero pag umaarangkada na siya, edi how do I participate? Baka naman buhusan ng ako. Well, that's why you need to participate in pauses or profit taking during an uptrend. And I think if that's the only thing you get from my presentation, sapat na yun. All trading systems or the best trend following systems are simply participating in profit taking during an uptrend. And for those of you who are Elliotticians, majority of trading systems want to participate in your wave 3 advancing phase. That is peak acceleration where majority of the money is going to be made, where you will see a lot of issues moving up and down, and that's really where it's easy. Yung tipong PSEI 2009 to 2018, that was arguably our secular bull market. And whether people knew it or not at that time, yung mga kumita at yumaman during that period, that's proof of concept that it's important to hold and not blind holding, but hold fastest issues, fastest stocks in an environment that allows you to hold. Sabi ni Jesse Livermore, diba? Si Lolo Jesse, I made all my money, I'm paraphrasing here, in the sitting and in the holding, hindi yung pag in and out. And again, I'm not saying you can't get rich as a scalper. I'm saying that the path of least resistance is holding through a bull market, some sort of wave 3, and really being able to maximize that runway. Easier said than done. Next up, right, we'll talk a bit about position sizing. And your position size should reflect your degree of conviction or lack thereof. Yung tipong, guys, if hindi kayo sure, reflect that in your position size. Sometimes sa mga traders, may sakit tayo na all-in or yung tipong 50% agad, yung tipong, guys, di naman kailangan eh. Well, for me, since I manage money professionally, other people's money, I normally do a maximum of 20 or 25% maximum position size of my fund. And that's for my A setups, yung tipong setups which I've backtested, which really work the best for me. And for crypto naman, a bit more aggressive, 30 to 35%. Hindi po ako nag-all in for my clients or my fund. That's not astute risk management. Yung tipong you need to be able to reflect that uncertainty in your position size. And I recommend using multiple tranches to scale in your position. This is what Edmund Lee talked about in his Investa Summit called probing. This is something Mark Minervini talks about when he refers to getting a scout position or sending a scout first. Yung tipong you'll buy 5%, 7.5%. And then when the market commits to you by virtue of price appreciating or moving higher, then you can average up. Ayaw naman natin that we're gonna average down, right? That's a no-no when you're trading. Now, last but not the least is taking profits when you can or when the market shows you na you should. For me personally, I take profits when I'm at an area pattern resistance and there are multiple RSI bearish divergences on your daily or intraday time frame, 30 minutes or 1 hour. Pagkatapos nyon, I trail the balance. Yung tipong people call this slicing. You slice when you're ahead. And this has to be balanced as well with inuunahan mo. I'm not saying unahan mo yung presyo. I'm saying when the technical evidence is showing you that there's a likelihood na tapos na yung move or you're gonna see some profit taking, then you want to take money off the table. When I take profit, sometimes I sell 20%, 25%, pwede 1/3. So it really depends on you, but you also have to trail the balance. That's what they use a trail stop. Joseph, how do you find out your trail stop? Use the DNA ng EMA, right? Meaning check the DNA of that crypto or that stock. and check which moving average it has respected in the past. Take a look at an hourly time frame, 30 minutes, daily time frame. Ano po yung moving average na rinirespeto niya historically? That's why backtesting is important. And through that, you're going to be able to determine where your trail stop should be, because probability wise, pag nag-break yan, it's likely a follow through lower. Now, I'll go on to some examples of how I've been engaging the markets. I think you guys will be excited for this. And you might be wondering, Joseph, you're talking about crypto, but why are these examples local market? Because for my crypto positions, personally and for the fund, hinahawakan ko lang. I'm just holding it. I've been holding it for some time. I'm not as malikot dun for the fund, more of a position trade siya, versus the local market where I manage local clients, more of swing trading. So that's the reason why. And for full transparency, majority of my clients and fund are in the crypto space. You know, I put my money and my clients' money where my mouth is, in the sense that given the outlook we have and the bullish nature of our approach to the crypto market, that's the space we're flocking in capital as well, given we're more optimistic there versus the other asset classes. Pero syempre, as portfolio managers, may hedge. Kung ayaw, wag pilitin. There are certain clients who still choose traditional asset classes, bonds, mutual fund, equities. So we manage money there as well, and we do our best to generate alpha or absolute returns in excess of the benchmark index, in this case, the local market. So game, Gina ba? Ready na kayo for some examples to put everything I've been saying into practice? Kasi ayaw po natin na theoretical lang. So, first off, RRHI, this is a capitulation play, or sinusukahan na siya. And this entered my radar because of a daily RSI bullish divergence. Let me pull up the pointer here so I can show you. On the upper right hand side, this is where you have your bullish divergence. And what that simply means is price is going lower from a high, a low, a lower high, lower low, pero your RSI momentum indicators going higher by virtue of a low, a high, a higher low, higher high. You can read more about it. There are different classifications of divergences. May mga class A, class B, class C. I won't get into that, unnecessarily technical, but at least we focus on class A divergences, not hidden divergences. And this is what caught my radar. And this is something that we also use in our community when there are certain issues being sold down, sinusukahan siya pababa. You ideally want to wait for a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Now, let me air out a misconception. Some people think na, oy, Brosef, pag may bullish divergence, aakyat, pag bearish divergence, bababa. Not necessarily, right? What divergences show you is that in the short term, you're going to have a strong contra-trend move. Meaning, kung paakyat si market and you have a bearish divergence, you might have a sharp move lower in the short term. Pag the opposite is true. If bumababa si market and you have a bullish divergence, you might see a strong counter rally pataas. Technical analysis, indicators, it's all about probability. There's no one indicator na sure ball. Wala po tayong ganyan. We deal with probability and certainty. And this is just one of my favorite techniques to use. I use RSI a lot. And I like spotting divergences, which you'll also see later on the other examples. So that's how it entered my radar. There was a daily RSI bullish divergence, and it was also a confluence of your area pattern support, right? An area pattern support. And to those of you who might be seeing it already, Brosef, isn't that a descending triangle, which is a bearish continuation pattern? I agree with you. But if you take a look at the CMT curriculum, there is a small subset or probability that a descending triangle can still manifest itself in a move higher, right? Although a lower probability. That's why you can't just trade by looking at the pattern ng, uy, triangle, unahan ko na yung breakout, bibilin ko na, or short ka yan, hypothetically, walang shorting, pero let's say you had a position, uy, bebenta ko na yan, be-breakdown eh. No, you need to lean on the weight of the evidence, wag mong unahan. Another thing I saw was a volume dry up. You can see over here. As the pattern was contracting, your volume was drying up, and this is often a precedent of a move higher. Yes, breakouts should be driven by volume, but prior to that happening, you're often gonna see volume dry up as volatility contracts. And then at the point of the breakout, dyan nyo makikita yung more often than not, volume coming in already. And that's what we saw here, an uptick and breakout of your resistance line with a bullish candlestick. I entered here around 2 or 3 tranches over the next few days with my average entry price at around 51. I was able to build a 15% position of the fund. And that's how I operate, especially when you're dealing with a larger account size or managing other people's money. You want to scale into a position. Impossible to buy the whole 15%. Well, you technically can. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible to do, pero you want to build that position over time and make sure that the market is committed to you versus you or before you commit to the market. So I think my tranche deployments were either 7.5, 7.5, or tatlong 5%. Yeah, that's how I was able to scale into the position. And for RRHI, this is something that I'm currently still holding, but I trimmed some when I saw this candlestick, right? I mean, it would be hindsight to say, hey, it's holding there. When I saw that first red day, I sold a portion to take profit and decided to trail the balance. Kasi minsan it becomes hindsight eh. Like, uy, Brosef, ba't di mo na lang hinawakan? Parang nagpe-pennant siya or nagfa-flag siya. Pero it's hindsight eh. I mean, what if after that red candle it gapped down, right? Ma-erode yung profit ko. So the strategy I took at that point in time was slicing my profits. I think I took 30 or 33%, and then I'm trailing the balance. I didn't put the moving averages here para hindi kayo ma-confuse, but if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm right. Price is above your 5-day, 10-day. Basta it's above your short-term moving average, which will be my trail stop to sell the balance. So yeah, all of these techniques I mentioned here are applicable in crypto. I'm just using local market examples kasi ang daming opportunity lately sa local market, and I wanted native examples na yung tipong kanina ko lang ina-execute and stuff para, legit siya and it's relevant. But when I have crypto examples in the future, maybe I can come back and share them with you, update you about what happened there. That'll be interesting. Next up, another trade I was able to participate in. Breakout trade naman, MWC. And this is one of my favorite patterns, really. Some can call it an ascending triangle. I personally like it because it's showing that buyers are more aggressive. And guys, all of these mga patterns, all you have to understand is the psychology of buyers and sellers. Triangles generally represent indecision kasi your volatility is contracting and it's not too clear whether puputok siya on the upside or downside. Well, sure, majority of triangles are found in your wave 2 or wave 4. Maybe your wave 4 of Elliott wave where it's your last short-term pullback. That's why triangles would manifest itself there. Pero all things considered, triangles are shorter-term corrective structures, and symmetrical triangles are challenging to trade kasi it could pop on the upside or downside, right? That's why you have volatility and your range contract kasi you have indecision. But for an ascending triangle, it's a bullish continuation pattern because it shows you that your buyers are willing to buy at a higher price. Kumbaga, the sellers, the bears, they're holding the line dyan, parang nag-guard sila, and then nag-a-advance yung buyers. The bulls are advancing closer and closer to take them out. That's why this pattern or this stock entered my radar because of this ascending triangle sort of formation. And I saw volatility contract here, right? Very clear naman where my cut was going to be. And I saw volatility contract for around 3 or 5 days, and I entered during the pause. Did I know it was going to go up? No. I had no idea. I was ready to cut if it broke down. But it so happened that chance, probability, preparation was on the side of it breaking out. And then I added another position when I saw this very clear uptick and breakout of resistance with volume. If you zoom in, you're gonna see the day in which it broke out above average volume compared to the previous trading days, and I got my full position size there. I built my position to 15%, average entry price around 18 to 19, somewhere there, since I had multiple tranches. And yeah, you might be wondering what this line is. Huh? But may pink line dyan measuring. Another thing about continuation patterns or area patterns is you can get the size of the box and put it at the breakout point to be able to get your minimum target price, your minimum breakout target. It also works on the downside. Let's say nag-break down to, you can measure the size of the box, put it down, get your minimum breakdown target, and that's exactly what happened. You can see that candle here, nung this candle over here, I sliced and trimmed there. Again, because there was a point in time during that day when it was a red candle, and I saw that it was already near or a bit past my minimum price target, and I again sliced, I think, 33%. Did I know it was going to go higher? No. Did I want it to go higher? Syempre naman, but I was prepared mentally na if it follows through lower and breaks my trail stop, edi bebenta ko. So currently, again, yes, still holding this position and trailing and riding out the balance. Um, Quite a bit of luck as well. I mean, yun naman yung trading eh. Kasi some people say that luck doesn't exist. No, I say luck exists. Luck is the probability that you don't know, that you can't control. Yung tipong you can only prepare so much, and if luck is on your side, edi suabe. If luck is not on your side, you have risk management and position sizing to make sure you don't get taken out, right? That's why we also have to respect the market, respect luck, and really follow suit with what the market does. Si Miss Market, she will do what she wants, and there's no such thing as predicting. Did I know it was going to have this monster parabolic 90-degree rally? Of course not, right? If I did, then I would have told everyone or added more, right? That's what trading is all about. It's about dealing with scenarios. Hindi tipong alam mo what will happen tomorrow. No. You're prepared with your trade plan to execute, buy or sell, whatever happens. So this was my MWC trade and my RRHI trade. I have one more trade to show you guys before we go on to Q&A. But yeah, there are a lot of opportunities in the crypto and local market, and you just have to be able to find them. But more importantly, be prepared to execute. Kasi sometimes we find the setup pagising natin eh. I mean, I've been there also. Sometimes tinatamad kayo, you wake up, that's when you do your charting, right? No, you need to do your preparation outside market hours in a cold state, especially for breakout trading. So you're prepared to execute kasi minsan pag sabog kayo or you're not in the headspace, you're gonna end up chasing prices. And sometimes when you chase prices, bad things happen. You won't always be blessed na, uy, aarangkada siya. No. Minsan may sharp pullbacks. It might even go back inside the channel or the area pattern. And that's it, right? So, last example, also local market, Monde breakout round one. So I had two rounds here. Similar setup, ascending triangle. But what I wanted to show you, another golden nugget technique is bearish divergence invalidation. A reason why I had a hard time executing this ascending triangle was I saw here, oh, can you see my pointer? I saw a bearish divergence, yung tipong class B bearish divergence, prices reaching same highs, tapos pababa yung RSI mo. So I wasn't sure, probability-wise, at that point in time, there's a likelihood of the breakout not following through, even though ascending triangles are a bullish continuation pattern. Kasi parang alam mo yun, yung tipong, what if double top yan, di ba? It could have been a double top of which you had a bearish divergence before a follow through lower. But then you can see the arrow here. There was a bearish divergence invalidation, just like any trend line invalidation. Prices powered through there, kasabay nung breakout, and fortunately, unlike MWC, mabait to, may chance for you to add. After the breakout, there were 4 days of pause before a follow through higher, and I was able to build a position here. Average entry price around 17.5, also 15% of the fund. And for those of you who are aware, this was also a breakout of your IPO base. You have a bullish candlestick right here, a breakout of your IPO base, and then may retest 4 days. This is also my favorite, one of my favorite setups, right? Example lang muna. So this is like a range, right? It's a triangle ranging. This is what you call an aggressive entry, these areas. Of course, I wasn't there. I didn't know that it would form this pattern. Yung tipong bounce of support dito, these areas, right? Your bounce of support, these are what you call an aggressive entry. The breakout candle mismo, this green candle, pag momentum trader at sumaksak ka dyan, that's what you call your neutral entry. And then the retest or the pullback to the breakout point is what you call your conservative entry. So syempre, 'di ba, if you have an aggressive entry, edi mas okay yung gains mo. Pero again, could you have bought it at this point in time knowing what would happen? Of course not, right? I mean, that's the importance of probes as well. If you're really monitoring something, maybe the earliest could be somewhere here. You're seeing volatility contract, you can get scout positions already. But yeah, so I was able to ride the trade up until here, this area, the point in which it started consolidating. I started slicing there, and yeah, I started slicing there and sold my balance position for this round one Monde trade. Today, here also. I got stopped out. Well, sorry, not here. This one pala. I got a bit confused because I have a round two Monde trade. I'll show you later. So for this round one trade, I took profits here during this, around this pattern, this doji area. And then I got stopped out when it gapped down, syempre, at this point in time for my round one Monde trade. So still ended up in the gain, 10, 14%, not bad. Yes, I gave up some gains when I sold during the gap down, but that was my trail position. At least I took profits around 8-10% during this area. So my round two Monde trade, since position trade, swing trader, swing strategy, syempre it's not all gains, right? I mean, as open journal fashion, we also open our book to the real talk, real truth of trading na you're gonna have to cut. If you don't cut, you will die, right? So this was a bounce play I did for Monde, round two. So my psychology here was, okay, I rode the first swing, nag-gap down siya. I'm mentally preparing for a bounce play. And I just want to share with you, medyo advanced or sakto lang to those of you who are already more experienced. I use Fibonacci retracements to measure your swing low to your swing high. You see these black arrows? Ito yung click number 1, you drag, click number 2. Because sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, Fib, how do you use it? Even before, I was like, ang labo nito, where do I click? What's going on? It's not like a moving average that's just there. So you measure your swing low to swing high. That's what Fib really is. You're measuring stuff. It depends what you're measuring. At this case, I was measuring the swing move, swing low to swing high, and I wanted to know what level it would bounce. Your shorter term corrections are usually going to stop at your 236 or 382. That's reminiscent of a flat, for example, or a triangle. The initial leg down in a corrective structure, if it's shallow, it will stop at your 236 or 382. If it's a zigzag or a sharper term correction, possibly 5618, sometimes 786. So it depends what you're measuring. People ask all the time, how do you use Fib? What is it? It really depends what you're going to do, what you're going to measure. It's a tool to measure. That's simply what it is. Walang magic ratio na yan. Sure, there are certain patterns in nature, in life, in stuff, your golden ratio, pero when you use the tool, it's just something to measure a move. So I decided when I saw the gap down to use Fibonacci to measure swing low to swing high. Again, unang click dito sa bottom, drag it all the way up, pangalawang click here. And then I saw that, there was a bounce at your 382, 38.2%. And then I drilled down deeper to a 5-minute time frame on the upper right hand where I saw very clear bullish divergence. So hindi yung tipong may green day is the reason why I bought. It added to my confirmation na bullish divergence setup on the 5-minute time frame. So I decided, I'll buy that. What was my expectation? My expectation was it will go back, maybe like a flat. You'll have a counter rally all the way up to your previous high. That's a good swing move before hopefully going through higher, right? Pero hindi yun nangyari, right? I got stopped out from this position today with this insane, really crappy red candle. I mean, just imagine this candle wasn't here. Look at the move yesterday. Okay na yan, diba? It was already a higher low, low, high, higher low, higher high. It kind of looked, wala pang higher high, but you had a higher low. Prior to today's candle, my position was fine, but it closed really poorly, so I was stopped out of it. And that was fine. I ate a 6% loss, which kinda sucks, but it's part of it, diba? Nasakay ko naman yung other issues. Yun lang naman yung logic when I deal with losses. It's normal, it's fine. If I hadn't sold it, malay ko bukas may gap down pa. O Joseph, kung mag-gap up yan bukas, will you feel bad? Maybe. Yes, I'll feel bad to an extent. But I wouldn't feel bad about not cutting because the pain of cutting and getting whipsawed is not as bad as not cutting and seeing it follow through lower. You get what I mean? Mas masakit yun yung tipong hindi ka nag-cut and then nag-follow through lower versus nag-cut ka and na-whipsaw ka. I mean, you can always buy back naman That's the logic. It sucks to buy back higher. Masakit sa bulsa, transaction fees, sometimes sa ego. It sucks na, tama na ako ng una, pero I'm gonna buy it higher kasi confirmation. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the nature of the markets. Wala pong magaling. No one is an expert. There are only people doing it professionally and those who are novices or amateurs, and no problem. We're all here to help each other out. We're all here to continue learning. And with that, let's have Q&A. Just a bit, I have some open journal plugs and announcements lang, then we can have Q&A. So I hope you guys learned something. Mag-isip na kayo ng mga questions. We'll answer what I can, how I can, about anything under the sun. And if you want to stay connected with me and our community in Open Journal, check out our YouTube page. Click subscribe para walang FOMO and check out our videos. We try to post every 2 weeks, and for those of you, since you guys are NFT enthusiasts, I also have an NFT video about talking about the art space. You can check that out. Pero I think medyo magagaling na kayo dyan. So you can also share information and we can follow and support each other. Next up is medyo huli sa pansitan. Pero guys, Open Journalist on Instagram. You guys can check us out. Pa-support naman. And we'll be announcing all contests, special pakulo dito. So pag walang FOMO, follow us here and stay updated with all the latest ganap. You can see over here, may pamigay kami before na Mark Minervini cap. Salamat sa generosity ni Javi. I think yung cap na yan, grabe, sobrang mahal. Parang 2,500 yata. So we had fortunately two winners who won that. And yeah, check it out for a chance to, join our contest in the future. And to those of you who are interested to complement your own community's learning, you can always join us, open to everyone, join our family. Marami pong matututunan and we'll help each other navigate the market para walang mapatay ng bear bigla, or at least lower your chances of getting slaughtered. So with that, paring Rofer, mga bro and sis, thank you for your time. I now open the floor to questions, and here are my handles if you wanna, reach out and stay connected. I appreciate it. Marami pong salamat, and Q&A na po tayo. I hope that was cool.
Alright, solid. Sobrang solid. Kumusta mga step sibs? Sabi ko naman sa inyo, di ba? Wala ako nung Monday. Juicy Tuesday tayo. So, maraming salamat, Boss Joseph, for your time ngayon pa sa aming community. Malaking tulong yan.
Of course.
And ayun, tara, let's go. Sa dami ng natutunan natin, I'm sure may tanong pa ba kayo? Ito, may nakita akong isang tanong, Boss Brosef.
Sure.
Does above volume MA indicate volatility? Parang ano to, kung malakas ba daw yung volume, may volatility na mangyayari?
I think volatility is not really dependent on volume per se, but on the range of the candle. Yung tipong, if you're seeing a wide range, a wide candle range, then that would mean it's more volatile. But I get where the question's coming from. If you have high volume, there is a chance that you're going to see a move in either direction, depending what's happening to that particular security. Meaning, volume's important to determine the strength of the move, but it's not directly correlated to the volatility or the range. You should follow price for that. But yes, I agree with you. Volume is a precedent more often than not for a large spike, up or down.
Okay. So, ito, another question. How much time do you spend on doing a trading plan?
Great question. So, I honestly get distracted easily because there's a lot of things happening in life. A lot of things I like doing, a lot of stuff I have to do, a lot of priorities. And instead of doing it ng isang bagsakan, like I know some people, they spend like 4-5 hours for some reason in a singular day doing it for the week. I spread it out during the whole day. And I think that's also because, I'm fortunate to be able to have the ability to do this full time. So throughout my day, ginagawa ko siya. But if you want to know the time it takes for the trade plan to be made, maybe around an hour. I mean, it used to take longer before, but over time, since medyo nasa spread out na po siya over the week, kumbaga, that's the time it takes to be able to make the trade plan. A little less than an hour. And there are some parts of the day which are more busy than others. So every day is different. I mean, I'm governed by the market hours, but since crypto is 24/7, it's only anyone's guess what would happen. Diba?
Ito medyo interesting, boss. First time kong marinig about harmonic pattern in trading. Do you recommend using it?
That's a good question. So, first off, I don't use it because I haven't fully studied or understood it. Yung tipong, if you noticed when I was sharing you my chart studies, my executions, Nothing insanely complicated. There's no, I didn't even have Elliott wave there. And to answer your question, you can do it if you understand it, but backtest first if you have an edge with it. But from my learning and study, harmonics is related to cycle analysis and talking about the different cycle degrees. Yung tipong you have a longer term cycle and a shorter term cycle and the proportions and ratios of them dealing with each other. Hindi po ako magmamaranong that I know more about it. May mga animal stuff yan, like shapes and stuff, and I personally have no idea. But just like any bias, like Elliott wave or classical technical analysis, you can try it. If you have an edge, then cool, use it. Pero in absoluteness, I wouldn't say na, uy, itong indicator, Paps, kailangan mong gamitin, or itong indicator, all at yan, wag mong gamitin. It really depends on how it fits your system.
Okay, okay. Last three
But yeah,
question, guys.
sorry.
May mga tanong pa ba?
Just to add, sorry. To give credit where credit is due, I think there are other communities like BOH Society, for example, that delves and does harmonics quite well. So you can check out their content as well. You know, I'm just trying to flock people to the institutions or people who have a higher believability weighting on that particular subject or area matter.
Okay, oh, last three questions para ano, masyado na nating kinukuha yung time ni Sir Brosef. Okay, stochastic indicator para malaman ng selling or buying. Okay lang daw ba, sir?
Yes, from my experience, I used stochastics before a little bit, but again, it wasn't an exhaustive backtesting. It did work a bit. You can use that in your system. But what I decided to really focus on was RSI and EMAs. I mean, again, it really depends if it works for you or it's something that you have an edge in or you fully can understand, then cool. And I suggest you try out your strategy or your indicator on different time frames, on different asset classes, and over time. Kasi minsan, we like to indicator shift or indicator hop. That's similar to system hopping. Just stick with a few indicators, stop messing with it, and give it time and diligence to make it work out over time. And let me know if you have an edge. Best of luck. And yeah, okay naman siya. And just need to practice it and give it time.
Okay, ito Sir Brosef, yung pinaka mare-recommend mo sa mga beginners na indicators. As beginners, ano yung pinaka ma-recommend mo sa kanila for starting?
Sure. So if I had to ascribe indicators, I would say moving averages, price, volume. Honestly, sapat na yan. Those three, seryoso, kahit walang RSI, walang ADX, walang DMI, positive, negative, walang MACD, it's chill. That's where I started also. Yung tipong, it's like this eh. If you need an indicator to trade, then you're kind of doing it wrong. Yung tipong hypothetically on a naked chart, price lang, kahit nga walang volume eh, price only, you should be able to make money or make decisions. Kasi what we have to understand is all indicators, majority of them, are derivative of price and volume. Do some complicated mathematical formula to move around price and volume, boom, may indicator ka. So there's no magic indicator, there's no perfect indicator, depends what is best for you. But for beginners, price, volume, EMAs.
Yes, price is king. Ika nga.
Indeed. Always.
Ayan. So, sige. Ito, last question. Ito na lang. Since nasa crypto tayo dito sa community natin, isang ano lang. Sir Brosef, Bitcoin price prediction 2021. End of year.
Sure. So to be honest, I don't do that. I don't give price predictions, but I'll answer the question and I will say that given the move we're seeing now, which is Bitcoin moving ahead, Ethereum is to an extent consolidating above your short term moving averages. Alts across the board are divided. You have some alts moving like One or Harmony. You have AR. You have Secret or SCRT. You have Algo, Avax. I'm just sharing you a watch list. Again, in no way am I saying buy these, but from my study earlier, you can check them out. KSM, a lot of alts moving. But sorry, to answer the question, Bitcoin, what do I think? I would like to believe we're on the way to maybe retest that previous high at 60K, and I would not be surprised if by end of the year or Q1 2021 we're gonna see a move higher. Hopefully, yung mga panaginip ng lahat will finally go 100K and above, right? And by virtue of that, we'll take the space with us. But in terms of Elliott wave cycle analysis, in terms of fund flows and macro, we're bullish. Q4 maybe can spill over Q1 2022, but syempre mga bro and sis, we follow price, but fortunately price is moving in a favorable direction. Hopefully we take out previous resistance and see new all-time highs in the horizon para merry po yung Christmas at Pasko nating lahat.
Yes, okay. Maraming salamat, Sir Brosef. Ayan guys, kung gusto nyo i-follow si Sir Brosef, all the links nakalagay naman sa description natin. Plus, pwede nyo namang i-replay yung ating video. Nandun, nag-plug na rin tayo kanina before Q&A. Again, maraming salamat, Sir Brosef. CryptoBread family, CryptoBread community, maraming salamat. Sana makita ka pa namin ulit dito, no, Sir Brosef?
For sure, brother. Thank you for the invite. It was pretty fun, and best of luck, guys, with all things crypto, all things NFT, whether that be NFT flipping or play to earn, Looking forward to joining you guys again. Collab po tayo, and stay safe. Good luck sa merkado. Wag po kayo mag-GG.
All right. Thank you, Sir Brosef. Thank you.
Welcome. Take care.
All right. Okay, kumusta? Ayos ba tayo ngayon doon? Oh, sige. Siguro naman medyo kahit sinabi ko naman na sa inyo before few days of our live session, hindi tayo eksperto, we just know something in the market. Right now, meron na tayong naging guest, no? Marami ba kayong natutunan? Now, I want you to, after this live session, sana maka-drop by kayo sa replay ng video natin. Ilagay niyo yung pinaka-favorite na natutunan nyo dito sa juice na diniscuss natin this afternoon. Nag-enjoy ba kayo? Gusto nyo na mas marami pang ganito? Akala daw ni Mark may quiz. Akala ko magkaka-technical problems tayo kasi first time ko mag-zoom. Okay, so ayun, isa sa mga napakasolido na community, guys. No jokes aside, isa sa mga pina-follow ko yan, IG, Sir Javi, Sir Brosef, Sir Matt. Isa sa mga pina-follow ko na malulupit na trader here in the Philippines. Yun nga, sila kasi local and local and crypto sila. So yun, kanina pinakita nyo naman, di ba? Pinakita niya na kanina. Yung mga trades na locally, talagang yung pinag-aaralan natin. Okay? Swing low to swing high. Swing low to swing high. The breakouts and the retests. Okay? It's there. Ang maganda lang dito, may additional indicator tayo, which is RSI. Now, I want you guys to learn more about RSI. Pag-aralan nyo, i-research nyo, Google RSI, Relative Strength Index. Tapos, pag-aralan nyo yung bear and bull divergence. Kasi most money are made pag meron kayong nakita. Who knows? Okay lang yan. At least may natutunan tayo, di ba? Oh, sana nag-enjoy kayo ha. Okay, people are requesting for more. Sige, try natin mag-invite pa ng more people outside or outside their community open journal. Nakita naman natin. Me personally, ako kasi been wanting to enroll sa kanilang community. Nakita niyo naman yung prices kanina, di ba? So with this kind of move in the cryptocurrency, nakita nyo, nagbigay pa siya ng watchlist. Kasi sila talaga yung my financial advice, not me. Nag-share lang ako sa inyo. Ako personally, binabala ko, but di ko kayo pinipilit or isinasama. Binabala ko na sumali sa community nila. It would be fun. Ang hirap naman masayang yung bull market na to, no? Last, baka final move before madugong bear market to. Gusto ko sanang gusto kong sulitin, no? Gusto kong sulitin gatasan pa. Okay, which of course, with the help of experts. Mahirap mag-isa. Although mag-isa kaya mo kasi bull market nga, di ba? Pero mas maganda kung may kasama. Feeling ko naman worth it, mababawi ko naman yun. And, ayun. So, anyway, sana nag-enjoy kayo tonight. Yung mga request na yan, chill your pototoys muna, mga step bro, no? Bukas natin pag-uusapan yan. Chill muna tayo ngayon. I hope you guys are doing great on your trades. Having a good day. Ayan, sana. If you guys enjoyed, may natutunan kayo, don't forget to drop a like. If you're new, hit sub. Be part of the family. Don't be shy. Talk to us. So, again, maraming salamat, Sarmiento, Mark, Kenneth, Jet Lee, Linus, Jomel, the other guy. Okay, Linus, ayan. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Bukas, back to live session tayo. Pinagpaplanuhan ko pa rin until na kung ano yung magiging setup natin, kung how many times a week. Pero parang feeling ko MWF live tayo. And then TTH, may content ako na ibibigay sa inyo. Okay? MWF live session tayo. Favorite NFT gaming tokens natin, alts natin, pag-usapan natin MWF. TTH and Saturday, kung may time Saturday, bigyan ko kayo ng content. Okay? Other content, gaming content, news around the space. NFT gaming, syempre, dito tayo. NFT gaming, no? Yun lang. Yung mga natutunan nyo dito, guys, no? Yung mga natutunan nyo dito, pwedeng nyong i-apply. Pwedeng nyong i-apply sa kahit anong merkado. That's why we do what we do. This is why we do what we do. May nag-comment isa kanina, di ba libre lang to? Pero bakit parang gusto ko magbayad? Maraming salamat, Sir Brosef, Sir Joseph Singson. Maraming salamat for being part of our session today. Ayan, give love, show some love kay Sir Joseph. Open Journal PH YouTube channel. Tara, lahat ng nito, sub tayo doon, no? Maraming mga lectures pa doon. Then, ayan. Maraming salamat, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Back to normal live session tayo, 9 PM, no? Then, hanap tayo ng susunod natin na pwedeng mag-financial advice sa inyo. Kasi I don't do financial advice. I just do charting. Okay, maraming salamat, guys. Again, let us all invest, trade, play, earn, and enjoy. Again, this has been your boy, Rofer. I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Maraming salamat. Solid yun. Sana marami kayo natutunan, okay?